One of Us is Next, Chapter 21, Maeve, Monday, March 23rd. Knox is already in the drama club office when Phoebe and I get there at lunch, seated on the floor with an oversized Tupperware container in front of him. Phoebe peers into it, her expression quizzical. She settles behind him. Are you eating empty hot dog rolls for lunch? She asks. Of course not, Knox says. They have peanut butter inside. Phoebe wrinkles her nose. That's weird. Why? It's just different shaped bread. Knox mumbles around a large bite. He swallows and takes a gulp of water from the bottle in front of him and turns to me. Any news from your doctor? He must have texted me that question a dozen times since Friday, but I don't mind. I'm just glad we're getting back to normal. No, but the lab is open regular hours today, so hopefully I'll hear something soon, I say. Phoebe rubs my arm encouragingly and pulls a bottled smoothie out of her bag, popping the top and taking a sip of the thick purple liquid inside. I didn't bring anything, but my stomach is knotted way too tightly to eat. So why did you want to have lunch here instead of cafeteria? I asked Knox. Knox inhales the rest of his first sandwich and then chases it down with another drink of water before responding. I wanted to talk to you guys about something without people eavesdropping, he said, wiping the back of his hand across his mouth. And by people, you mean Lucy, I mutter. It's still not over her giving me a hard time when I was looking for Knox at play rehearsal. Or Sean, Knox says, or Monica, or Jules. Phoebe raises her eyebrows, and he adds. Or anybody. Basically, something's been bugging me all weekend, and I want to see if you think it's weird or if I'm overreacting. Well, now I'm intrigued, I say, but I'm only half listening as I pluck at the beaded bracelet on my wrist. Ida gave it to me for luck the last time I went into the hospital more than 4 years ago. I haven't worn it since, and it's a little tight, but that ended up being a good day, so maybe today will be too. What's up? Okay, well, here's the thing. I saw Nate Friday night. Don't ask. He adds when my eyebrows shoot up. It's a long story, work related, not important. Anyways, Nate was looking at all these pictures from the construction site where Brandon died. Or Brandon fell. You know how I told you my dad is helping investigate the accident? We both nod and Ox continues. Well, Nate said he thinks someone could have messed with the landing Brandon jumped on. Mess with it? I echo. Now he has my full attention. Like how? Knox shrugs, his mouth tight. Remove some supports, I guess? I don't really know. I wanted to ask my dad, but he wasn't a great friend of mine, and Nate said the whole thing's inconclusive anyways. But all weekend I kept thinking about what that could mean. Why would anybody deliberately screw with an abandoned construction site? And that's when I started wondering, do you think there's any possibility that somebody wanted Brandon to get hurt? Like was actually targeting him by giving him that dare? Phoebe chokes on her smoothie, and I pound on her back. You serious? I ask while she coughs. Knox nods. Like who? He spreads his hand wide. Not sure. Sean, maybe? He was right there when it happened and he gave me a concussion when I got too close. Maybe he wanted Brandon out of the picture so he could finally be top dog at Bayview or something. Huh. I prop my chin on my hand and stare at the poster for Rick Wicken on the wall. A bold graphic print of a green witch with a sly smile. I think about the conversation I had with Lucy Chen in the auditorium during Into the Woods rehearsal right after Knox quit the play. Everyone knows how to win this game by now. She said, just take the dare, and she was right. After seeing what happened to Phoebe and me for swapping to Sean and Jules, nobody at Bayview High who'd gotten a prompt would have done anything except text back there, especially someone as competitive and confident as Brandon. Still, this is Sean Murdoch we're talking about. I don't know, I say slowly. Sean has always struck me as more of an in-your-face bully, not to mention a short-term thinker. I can't picture him setting up something this elaborate. Phoebe looks doubtful, too. Your dad might have just meant that the construction company didn't do their job properly. They went bankrupt, right? That's probably because they're bad at constructing things. Entirely possible, Knox says. They're not done investigating the site yet, are they? Phoebe asks. Knox shakes his head. So maybe let your dad finish and see what the final report says. The video's not going anywhere. We can share it any time. It all sounds perfectly reasonable, but there's a little voice in the back of my mind urging me to turn ping me back on. Just to keep an eye on any ongoing chatter related to the Truth or Dare game, I take my phone out of my pocket and reactivate the alerts, then jump when it rings in my hand. When I look down at the screen, my heart nearly stops. Dr. Raymond Gutierrez. Oh my god, you guys. My voice is a little strangled. It's my oncologist. Do you want us to stay or go? Phoebe asks. I can't think. Phoebe says my phone continues to ring, grabbing Knox's arm to hold him to his feet. We'll give you some privacy, but we'll be right outside. She circles me in a one-arm hug while simultaneously shoving Knox out the door. It'll be okay. My phone's still ringing. Oh god, it's not. It stopped. I missed it. I start the screen until my phone locks, then unlock it with shaking hands and call back. Roman Gutierrez's office, says a cold female voice. I can't talk. I should have asked you to stay. Hello? Comes the voice again. Hi. I croak. My palms are sweating so badly. I don't know how I'm managing to hang on to my phone. This is Maeve. I lose my words again, but she catches enough. Oh, Maeve, of course. Hold on. I'll put you right through. Slam my bracelet up and down my wrist, the smooth glass beads reassuringly cool beneath my clammy fingers. It'll be okay, Phoebe said. Everyone says that. Sometimes they're right, but I've lived years on the other side of okay. I've always expected that, sooner or later. I wind up there for good. Maeve Rojas! I don't recognize the heavy tone of Dr. Gutierrez's voice at first. I got the phone with your mother, and she gave me a person to reach out to you directly. She needed a moment. Oh, God, what does that mean? Before I can torture myself with the possibility, Dr. Gutierrez keeps going. I'm calling with good news. Your blood work is 100% normal. Your white cell count is fine. I'll speak to your parents about running further diagnostics if they want additional reassurance, but as you know, this particular test has not steered us wrong before. So, as far as I'm concerned, your remission is not compromised. It's not? The words just aren't sinking in. I need him to say it a different way. My leukemia isn't back? That's correct. There's no indication in your blood work that the leukemia is back. And I let a deep shuddering sigh as all the tension I've been storing up over the past months flows out of me, leaving me lightheaded and boneless. My eyes fill quickly as spill over, but the nose bleeds. And the bruises. You do show signs of an iron deficiency, which is obviously not something we like to see in someone with your history, so we're going to nip that in the butt with the vitamin prescription and more frequent check-ins. Also, I suggest you start putting Vaseline inside your nose twice a day. Your membranes are inflamed, which is exasperating the tissue. Vitamins and Vaseline? That's it? The words slip out of me flat and numb, with none of the buoyant relief that's fuzzing through my veins. My mouth hasn't caught it with my heart yet. That's it, Dr. Gutierrez says gently. I'll talk to your parents in greater detail about follow-up and monitoring. This was a frightening bump in the road, but in my opinion, it truly is just that. All right, I manage. And then he says some other things that I don't hear. But I don't hear them because I've already dropped my phone into my lap and put my head in my hand so I can full-on bawl my eyes out. Hinges squeak and I smell floral shampoo as Phoebe kneels on the ground and wraps her arms around me. Knox crashes into me from the other side. We eavesdropped. I'm so sorry, but we're so happy. Phoebe chokes out. I can't speak enough yet to tell her me too. I need a few minutes by myself after the news. As much as I appreciate Phoebe and Knox being there, I'm relieved when they leave and they let me pull myself together. I want to talk to my parents, but the lunch bell is about to ring, so I send a quick text because I promised to call later. I already know what their reactions must be. So happy I'm not dying that they won't even be mad at me for keeping them in the dark for weeks. Which I'm only starting to realize is something I need to sort out if I'm ever going to truly move on from being the sick girl. For most of my life, I've gotten free pass for the things I do wrong. Hardly anyone gives me a hard time or holds a grudge. Even Knox came around once leukemia reared its ugly head again. It's not a crutch I ever asked for, but I've been leaning on it anyways. I sent one final text to a number that I saved to contacts and sent it deleting like he suggested. Hi, Lewis. It's Maeve. I've been meaning to thank you for the video. It was helpful. Also, I'm sorry for what I said Cooper's game. I didn't mean it. Not that this is an excuse, but I was having a bad day and took it out on you. I really am sorry. I'd like to talk more sometime if you would too. Then I dropped my phone in my bag. It's not enough, but it's a start.